If you want to skip ahead to the third fight, the time signatures are in the description, but the context and game state for when we're doing this are actually important, so I'm going to talk about that for a minute. In the earlier video, we did the first half of Cavern of Remembrance after the earliest possible first visit to Space Paranoids. There's a link to that in the description if you haven't seen that yet. But we found an invisible wall stopping us from getting to the second half of the cavern. But yeah, you can see the wall is pushing me back. I can't get in there. It won't let me. Now I assumed that would go away after we got Final Form, but that turned out to be wrong. See, the earliest you can get to the world that never was is after 2 visits to every world except Pride Lands at 0, Olympus at 1, Space Paranoids at 1, and of course 100 Acre Wood and Atlantis are at 0. Now here's footage of me checking that invisible wall immediately after visiting the world that never was for the first time, but before fighting Roxas. No good, it's still there. Here's footage of me checking the wall immediately after beating Roxas without unlocking Final Form. Holy crap, it's gone. The trigger for removing that wall isn't Final Form, it's just beating Roxas. You can see that I definitely don't have Final Form here. So this is what I mean by as soon as it opens. The earliest visit to the world that never was, then beating Roxas, but not unlocking Final Form. That is the earliest game state where you can possibly get up here, at least without glitching out of bounds, but that disables all the encounters and that's not what we're here for. So after farming up some elixirs and drive recoveries, here we are. It's time for the second half, let's do it. Okay, so I used 2 drive recoveries to get my drive gauge back, because we are going to need that. I'm going to use Photon Debugger, and we're ready for the first fight. This was only my second try on this one, so I was just kind of messing around at first. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I Magnet Thundered these guys down and then did some air combos. It was, like I said, I wasn't really, I didn't have a plan at this point. Because this first one's pretty easy, I ended up beating it on my second try. And so here I get Stitch out. I should have gotten him out right away, but like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yes, that's very nice, Stitch. Nice to see you too. He's got a really cool interaction with the Samurai that I didn't know until this, because he uses his guns to block attacks, and when he does that, you get dual stance for free. So you can kind of dual stance spam your way through this second wave. I only do it a couple times, but I think that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to get the free dual stance. So when he plays the ukulele, you want to use Magnet, because Magnet applies its damage when the enemies move in or out of it. So the undulating from the ukulele causes them to take Magnet's damage over and over again. So as soon as I saw it, you can't really plan for it because the ukulele is random, but as soon as I saw him playing it, I was like, oh, I better use Magnet and get a bunch of free damage. And this process here of just Magnet, Thunder, Stitch, I call this stitching. And so when I use Stitch as a verb from now on, this is what I'm talking about. And you just saw me use that failsafe reaction command on that nobody. That's really the only danger in this fight, because almost all the other attacks Stitch can protect you from, so you do have to watch out for that reaction command. And it looks like, see, he can even stop the swipes. It looks like that guy's about to hit me, but Stitch just blasts him right up, and they can't do anything. So this first fight is kind of a joke. Nothing real challenging about it. You can just Stitch this stuff down. I should have gone for the dual stance ending on this last nobody, but I didn't want to have to do this again, so I just ended it. So yeah, nothing too special going on there. And then I left and saved and came back, which we'll see in a second. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so we bring out my best friend again. This was like my second or third try again, so it is unfortunately kind of sloppy. I wanted to try using Bond of Flame with Fire instead of Photon Debugger and Thunder, and so I just sort of randomly, it looks like I'm randomly using Fire because I'm used to using Thunder and having Thunder on that shortcut. So I just sort of throw out Fire sometimes. Stitch protects you from anything the snipers can shoot at you, so there's nothing too dangerous right here. I'm waiting for him to give me some MP. Come on, Stitch, help a brother out. I need some MP. There you go. So when you have the Berserkers, you want to throw out a Magnet, get a full air combo, just land a finisher so they'll drop their weapons, and you can pick them right up. And so this reaction command is our key to success in the second fight. Again, there's nothing too special about this. The first 2 fights are the appetizers. I think everybody knows that. The real meat of this video is going to be the third fight. So we're just sort of working our way through these guys right now. I don't really know how Stitch interacts with the dice, so I had to reflect that, because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then there was a weapon lying on the ground, so I was like, alright, I guess I'll use that. No one more wave here. Same strategy as before. That Magnet didn't lock on for some reason. Land a finisher, get the weapon, we're good to go. Yeah, see, that random ass fire. I was trying to use thunder. I forgot that I switched it to fire for this fight. It didn't actually end up mattering at all. I wish I had whatever that Keyblade is from your second visit to Olympus, where reaction commands do more damage. That would have made this easier. But like I said at the beginning of the video, the earliest way you can unlock this involves not going to Olympus the second time. So we don't have that one. And you had to quick reflect against that attack. Air dodge out of there because that guy is getting crazy. Got 2 HP. Yeah, see, again, I thought I had thunder, and I was like, oh god, it's over, I'm gonna die! But then that reflect managed to kill him. And I did check my my stats after this one. Yep, there we go. See, level 1. Alright, it's time for the big show, the big finale. And we're gonna start by getting out everybody's best friend.
Let's go!
So the first wave is Dragoons, and there's going to be a reinforcement Dragoons afterwards. Unfortunately, we're off to a slow start here. This is one of the slowest waves, and we'll see why in a second. So Magnet is always going to stop them from diving on you, because they try to dive above you. So you can just stand underneath Magnet. We're waiting for them to not do that egg form thing. Okay, look, they're wiggling. That's what we want to see. We want to see them wiggle. That means they're going to try to attack me. And when they do that, Stitch shoots them with his guns, which means we get 4 free jumps. And we actually need the jumps for the strategy I'm going to be using. So we're just hanging out. He uses his ukulele, which is... People might think that's a good move, but I really wish he wouldn't use it most of the time. Okay, we've got 8 jumps, so we're ready to just stitch these guys down. Magnet intercepts the incoming reinforcements, and we're just going to keep at this. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm relying on RNG here, because Stitch refills your MP randomly, but it's really, really frequent. I'm not relying on getting lucky. He does it so much. And so if he's not doing it, that's just bad luck, and you just have to slow down. You just have to slow down, so it's really never a problem. Anyway, this is the second wave. These are just trash mobs. We're just going to stitch these things down. Magnet Thunder. This wave doesn't really count. The next wave is going to be our first Sorcerer. And the popular way of dealing with the Sorcerers is Final Form or Final Form Genie, and we don't have either of those things. So I had to come up with a new way to get rid of them. And reflecting them down is extremely inconsistent and dangerous, so that wasn't ever going to work. Alright, so that's the end of that wave. Jump! It takes exactly 8 jumps to kill a Sorcerer. Who would have thought? So we just held on to our jumps from the first wave and got ready to kill this guy. Easy peasy. Beautiful, isn't it? And then wave 4 is trash some more, but there are Dragoon reinforcements that you need to be ready for. So we're just going to stitch these things down. We don't need any jumps right now. Wave 5 is going to have a Sorcerer, but it's also going to have a bunch of trash. And so trying to use jumps on that Sorcerer is extremely difficult. Like, being able to target that Sorcerer is... There's no way you're going to be able to do it consistently. So using jumps on the Wave 5 is not a good idea. So we don't bother with jumps this time. Okay, the reinforcements got caught in the magnet. So this is the last guy. We do need our MP when Wave 5 starts, so we want to be full here. There we go. We're getting refilled. Alright, dismiss, kill him, Comet. And now we can safely kill the Sorcerer with Comet up, but we also want to land some damage on the trash at the bottom, because we can't summon Stitch here. We need to use Comet again on the next wave, which has another Sorcerer. So we need to get through this wave. We popped one of our elixirs there. We need to get through the rest of these nobodies without running out of MP, but that was pretty much perfect. Like, the trash was almost dead by the end of Comet. That was pretty perfect. So we use another Comet, and get rid of the Sorcerer again. This is Wave 6. Wave 7 is going to be 2 Sorcerers. Very dangerous. We can't rely on a single Comet killing 2 Sorcerers, and we need the rest of our elixirs for later. So, again, we're going to soar up some jumps. So I'm waiting for a safe moment to use Stitch. There we go. And remember, we only have 5 drive bars to start. So we had to refill the drive gauge again during that trash, during the Sorcerers. So that's one of the tricks, is weaving in and out of having Stitch up, and then refilling your drive gauge when he's not up. So with 2 Sorcerers, and I wish I had 16 jumps, but we can't get that many, so we'll have to settle for 9. So yeah, this is going to take a second. So those are some of the big ideas for this strategy, is realizing that you can use jumps to kill the Sorcerers, and having Stitch to keep your MP up, but also having Stitch to facilitate getting those jumps. That's pretty clutch. And then also using Comet. and building up your drive gauge when Stitch isn't out. Those are all the important elements. Okay, so we go into Comet and start jumping. We want to have some Comet left. You know, you want to save Comet Rain for the second one, so try to use the limit slowly. Get through the first one, good. We've still got some jumps left and a few more Comets, so it looks like we're in good shape. Yep, Comet Rain comes out, second Sorcerer dies. Alright, Wave 8 is trash, but I'm pretty sure... It's just a lot of trash. There's a lot of trash, and then it will spawn a Sorcerer after a bunch of trash is dead. So you have to wait and build up my drive gauge there pretty quickly. That's super important. You have to keep an eye out for the spawning of the Sorcerer, because we need to get Comet out as soon as he spawns. Don't get fooled by that spawn, that's more trash. Keep an eye out. There it is. I was so in the zone right there. Like, go back and watch how fast I reacted. You have to dash away, dismiss Stitch, and get Comet out the moment you see that Sorcerer spawning. I was in the zone, man. That was so good. It was so fast. And I knew if I could get to this point, the event was over. It's over at this point. I'm just going to use Elixirs and Comet. So the big problem was to get to this point with at least, you know, like 4 or 5 Elixirs left. And so so the only way to do that was to find a different way to kill the earlier Sorcerers. And I did that using Jump and Stitch. And we stitched our way through all the trash. We dismissed Stitch and got our drive gauge back up when we could. It's all really good. I'm really proud of this. And it still took me like a couple hours. Once I had hammered out my strategy, it still took me a while to get this. Because it is still difficult to pull off. But god, that like frame-perfect reaction to that Sorcerer spawning, that's so good. It's so good. What I really hate about Comet is that it knocks the Sorcerers like towards the ceiling, so they're hard to get to. One of these is like ridiculously close. I think it might be this one. Yeah, I'm like, I can't get it. I'm not gonna get it. I can't get up there. Okay, Combo Master let me get up there. And I was so sure I was dead there. I was so sure that one Dancer was gonna kill me with 2 HP. But he missed, and so I'm freaking out. Like, do I wait for my MP? I don't know. And then I went for it and got the kill. Whew. That's the end. We did it. We fucking did it. Let's head on. I think I'm checking. Yeah, okay, look, I'm level 1. It's true. Whew. Oh, man. That was so tough. I'm really proud of the strategy I came up with. I think it auto-reloaded that elixir, because I don't think I had any at the end of that fight. I don't know why I'm looking at my inventory here, but you can see Donald and Goofy use their original weapons. I never change their weapons. I think that's cheating. The only thing I want to change is Sora's weapon, because that actually affects how you play. Like, it's actually strategic rather than just being stronger. And here we are in the Garden of Assemblage. We actually made it. That's pretty awesome. You should definitely subscribe, because I worked really hard on this, and it's really gratifying to see those numbers go up and to see that support when you work hard on something. And something I didn't know is that you can't get the Roxas data battle, I guess, until the end of the game, because I beat him, right? I have, what is it? Light and Darkness is the ability. 2 become 1. I have 2 become 1. I beat Roxas, but his data battle isn't here. So that's odd. But yeah, I've got the other ones. And, whew. Oh, man. So that's pretty much the end of what I had planned for my As Early as Possible series. I did all the Absent Silhouettes as early as possible, did Cavern of Remembrance as early as possible, and honestly, I don't think anyone has ever done this before. Just because it's such weird timing, why would anyone beat Roxas and then not immediately get Final Form, you know? So I don't think anyone's ever been here before they unlocked Final Form, at least not with glitching out of bounds. So I'm really proud of this. If you have any ideas for As Early as Possible or challenge runs or anything like that, if you want to see me do these data battles on this save file, anything like that, I'm open to suggestions and requests, because I'm maybe like Hades tournaments as early as possible, something like that, because I don't have a whole lot of ideas left. But this is good. Yeah, Combo Master was super clutch. I have all the combo pluses. The ground combo pluses are just for reflects, but I never really ended up needing those. Finishing plus. Reaction boost helps with those jumps. So I don't think 8 jumps is going to kill the sorcerers if you don't have reaction boost. So you need that. You don't need MP raise because you don't get hit. You might have saw I had Vicinity Break on. This is literally the only time I've ever used Vicinity Break, and I don't even know if it happened in the fight. But I just thought maybe if I was on the ground surrounded during Comet, I could build up drive gauge with it somehow. I don't know. But anyway, that is the end of that. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, because I have a lot of level 1 content on the channel and a lot more left to make. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching.